Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Gunn, and I am coordinator of digital scholarship at Catholic University of America Libraries. This workshop is being recorded and will be made available at a later date along with the slides. Today, we're going to be looking at how to clean your data set using the open source software OpenRefine. So we'll be looking at three different data sets and how we can go about resolving some of the common problems in each of them. So let's get started. All right. So we'll be looking at, just a quick general overview of what is clean data and why do we want to clean it. We want to look at some common problems and solutions for cleaning data. So this is an introductory workshop on how to start using OpenRefine. And then we'll look at some cool features within OpenRefine. We'll have a little short introduction to what is called GREL. It's called the General Refine Expression Language. Nice little expressions that one can use in order to clean different uh, problems within your data set. All right, so what is data cleaning? Well, data cleaning is the process of fixing or removing, incorrect data, corrupted data, incorrectly formatted data, duplicate data, incomplete data, all the different varieties of weird stuff and flat out mistakes that you can find in a typical data set. So I have a really great data set that addresses a lot of these different issues. So reasons for cleaning a data set in general. So you want to improve your accuracy. So removing errors and inconsistencies, enhances the reliability of the analysis results. Enhances data quality. So cleaning data ensures high quality, usable data sets for analysis. Reduces the noise. So eliminating irrelevant or extraneous data focuses the analysis on meaningful information. It increases efficiency. So clean data reduces processing time and computational resources needed for analysis. Next, facilitates decision making. So if you have accurate and clean data, it leads to better informed business or research decisions. You can improve data integration. So standardizing data formats simplifies the integration of different data sources. It also supports compliance, ensures adherence to data governance and regulatory standards. It also enhances data interpretation. So clean data is easier to interpret, leading to clear insights and conclusions. It also boosts confidence in results. So stakeholders can trust the analysis outcomes when based on clean data. And then last, it prevents misleading conclusions. So cleaning data minimizes the risk of drawing incorrect conclusions from flawed or biased data. So I want to point you to a great article called Tidy Data by Hadley Wickham. He's a big advocate of tidy data. He wrote this great article, and he basically talks about how you want to make sure that your data is clean and structured. So structuring data sets to facilitate analysis. So you have a collection of values. Every value belongs to a variable and an observation. So that's what you have to keep in mind. So tidy data will have, each variable will form a column and each observation forms a row. So each type of observational unit will form a table. So enter OpenRefine. So OpenRefine is a powerful tool for working with messy data. Cleaning it, you can transform it from one format into another. You can extend it with web services and external data. It's very robust. It has many features, some of which we will explore today. So really, will really expand your skills. You'll need to spend some time with the software. So today will be an introduction, but hopefully you'll be excited about it and you'll go on and learn more about this particular software. So it's interesting to note that OpenRefine has the characteristics of a spreadsheet, something like that would you use in Excel, for example. But it is not a spreadsheet. It works more like a relational database. So it's something to keep in mind. If you'll notice on this graph here, folks at OpenRefine, it's an open, community. They've done, every 2 years, they've done surveys just saying how you're using this and all that. So they haven't done one for 2024 yet. So we're going to rely on the 2022. And here are the type of tasks that you can use OpenRefine for. So we've noticed some changes here. There's more cleaning and normalizing data right here than there has been in 2020. You notice there's less data transformation that's being used, still being used quite a bit. You have preparing data to load or import into another system. They use databases, cloud applications, Wikidata, Wikibase, that sort of thing. And just down here, you have, if you want to reconcile reconciliation against other data sets, you want to test your data, make sure that it's valid, has valid entries in that. That's one thing that's been being used more for. So, all right. So we are going to be looking at 4 main features within OpenRefine. That's using facets to examine your data, using filters to narrow your data down and take a look at it, and if necessary, change cells and change columns and that sort of thing. Next, we'll be looking at clustering, how you can bring different records and cells together. Excuse me. And then what you want to do after clustering, perhaps you want to transform a lot of your data from one particular type of data to another type. We'll show you how to do that. All right. So our next stop, go ahead and, I hope you downloaded and installed OpenRefine before this, but if you haven't, that's okay. You can always follow along with this recording. I will be sending it out to you once it's available to all registered participants. So you can use it as a study guide, if you will, going through. So you can get OpenRefine at openrefine.org/download, and we'll go there in a second. And I also have data sets and a handout that I'll be walking through, and you can get that from Google, my Google Drive here, and it's bit.ly/OpenRefine data set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on OpenRefine download and bring that up, and I'm going to click on the data sets here. Okay. All right, let me do that. There we go. And right now we're looking at the download page at OpenRefine. So it has the usual platforms, Windows, Mac, and Linux if you're going for that. So go ahead and pick the one that's best for you. The latest version is 3.8.2, just came out over the summer. So we're going to be using that one. You'll notice down here, extensions. I'm going to click on the extensions here. So you can extend OpenRefine a number of different ways. So depending on what type of data that you're using or where it's coming from, you can use everything from JavaScript here, or if you're using GeoGIS data, you can use GeoJSON export, that sort of thing. So named entity recognition, all these different things listed here. They're also nice in showing you what has been used in the past that's no longer used. So just to give you a long idea, there's a very vibrant community that works within OpenRefine. Okay, so let us get going. Let me show you the file sets here. So we're going to be looking at, I have a tutorial here um, uh, of the handout, and I'm just going to be walking through the handout. So if you want to have that in front of you, that's great, and we'll just go through that. The databases we'll be using is an authors people one. This is from the British Library. It's a comic book collection from the British Library, and it's quite fascinating and quite messy. So it's really great. I love using this particular data set. We'll be looking at Dijon prices in France from 1568 into 1600s, I think. So it's a very old data if you want from there. Then we're looking at the Powerhouse Museum from Sydney, Australia, and that one has quite different from the other data sets as well. So that is what we're going to be doing. All right, so the next thing we want to do is you've installed OpenRefine on your desktop, and you've got that blue diamond that looks like this. So you want to go ahead and click on the blue diamond, and it'll open up. And here we are. If it worked properly, you will have this particular page. So this is the opening platform for OpenRefine. I should mention that you may have noticed a black box, a command line interface, that when you clicked on the OpenRefine icon to launch OpenRefine, this started, and then the browser appeared. So you can ignore this and just minimize it. The important thing to remember about this black box is that you do not close it. If you close it, your browser, what we're looking at right now, will not work. And then you'll have to go ahead and start it all over again, close this and start all over again. So just a little caveat to be aware of. So keep that black box open. All right, so here we are in OpenRefine. And you'll notice, I'm going to give you a little walkthrough here. You can have, you can tell by, what sort of data that you want to import. So you have all this type of data that you can import here, from tab separated to common separated, all this sort of stuff. Excel, spreadsheets, JSON, XML, lots of different stuff, even Google data documents. I have used common separated values, and I have loaded Excel spreadsheets, and they do come up a little bit different. If you have an Excel spreadsheet, but it's common separated value, you can load that CSV in. It will look a little bit different than Excel, but the material, the content should be there as well. So depending on how you get your data loaded in here, you could get very different results, and I think you should be aware of that before you go in. You'll notice on the left-hand side here, we're just going to do this computer browsing. You could do web address if you had something in mind, clipboard, database. You could use Google data in here, and you can import one of your Google spreadsheets. You will have to sign in, and you will have to share some of your data with Google, just to let you know, but you can, those are different options. Today, we're just going to do this computer. So I've downloaded my data sets and I've put it onto my desktop. So I'm going to click browse, and first one to do is I'm going to look at the comic book collection under, there it is, authors people. And we're going to open that up. And it's listed right here. And now we're going to do next. There we go. And now we have a wonderful splash page. And this gives us the opportunity to take a look at our data and just sort of become interested in what we have here and what sort of problems sort of present themselves right at the beginning. So if you'll notice, I'm going to scroll down here slightly. You'll notice in the bottom half of the page, you can parse data in a number of different ways. So we have CSV listed here, but you can do all these different types: JSON files, MARC files, JSON linked data files, all these sorts of things, XML files listed here, and as well as Excel files. So if this OpenRefine has read our data and has said, okay, this is what it is. Columns are separated by commas if you want to do that. They list the options here. If you want to do trim leading on trailing white space, you can click on that, stuff like that. One of the nice features of this is if you're using a data set that's created in, shall we say, very different circumstances than what you are working in, you can look at the character encoding. So if I were to click on Windows 1252, it will pull up the most common encodings for data that you have out there. And you'll notice, back in the day, we used to use ASCII, or UTF-8. So you can click on that. It doesn't really show anything in the background there, but you can definitely use that. And you can look at all different types of encodings that are out there. And there are a lot. So, working with your data set, you probably assume, well, the encoding is going to be one I'm already using, but you should make sure, because it could lead to very different data presentation and errors in what's loaded. So I'm going to go back to Windows 1252. I'm going to stay with that. And if we look over here, there's different ways that you can ignore lines and parse text and all that sort of stuff. And some more stuff over here on storing blank rows and that. So we're just going to leave everything as is. All right, so that is the parsing data and what you are being presented with. So you have in front here, you can't really do it. I'm clicking on the different columns in that, and I can't really do anything with these. So that's kind of nice, because right now we're only examining the data. We're curious about it. We want to look at what sort of problems we're going to have. So, well, how are we going to clean this up? So we're going to look at this. So we look at, just start at the left and work your way to the right. So we have author persons. Okay, that's a nice column, I guess. The first one we have, it's not a name, but a number. So, okay, what are we going to do with that? Is that the only one in there? That's the sort of question we have to ask. Oh, look, they have last name and first name listed here. They have commas, good. Do we want to separate the names into a separate columns for last name and first name? These sorts of decisions that we have to consider as we're looking at our text, at our set. And you'll notice here also that the name you have comes here, and then all of a sudden you have periods listed here. So is that going to be a problem? That's something you're going to have to address as you work your way through cleaning the process here. And same here, you have the different titles. Is it all capitalized? Some are not, that sort of thing. Period listed here under X-Men. So something that you have to worry about. Things get hairier when we get to place of publication. So here we have, empty cells. So what are we going to do with the empty cells? We have to make those sorts of decisions. Look, we have London here with brackets and with a question mark, right? So again, we're going to have to be doing some runs on this to clean up all these different particular entries. You'll notice date of publication. We have C for copyright and the period, great. Here we have a bracket and here we don't. So how do we want our final date of publication? How is that going to present itself? And again, over here in the ISBNs, we have letters, paperback listed here. We have 2, so we want to sort of get rid of that since it's supposed to be a number column. We have to get rid of, we have to move the ISBNs. Do we want 2 columns or 3 columns or something? Look at this one here. This one has multiple ISBN. So how are we going to handle these sorts of things? So a lot of different questions in that. So we get a sense that, oh boy, we're going to have to do some various operations on this data set. All right, so here we are. This is our name of our data set. So we'll keep it with that. And then we have tags. If you want to put tags in there, that's fine. We're now going to create the project. And here it is. Now, some quick things. We have 17,000 rows, which is pretty awesome. And we have along here, we can show the rows or the records. I'm going to go with rows, and we're only showing 10 here. I'm going to go up to 50. So fill out the screen, if you will. All right. So the first big thing you want to notice here is something's going on here with regards to these little diamonds. You notice these here? This means you're now able to manipulate the text. So if I were to go to author persons here and click on it, all of a sudden I have a number of different things that I can do, faceted searching. I can do text filters, editing cells, columns. I can transform stuff. So we're going to look at some of this stuff here, and I can even begin reconciling some of these things. So this is the first thing to notice, is that it is now editable if you want. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with facet data. I'm going to go from the handout and work my way through here. So first thing we do is look at facet data. We're going to go to the publisher column. I'm going to click on that. We're going to go to select facet right here, and we're going to do select text facet. And oh, wonderful. So on the left-hand side, something has happened. Facet filter. We have publisher, and it's telling us that we have 1,660 publishers, at least. Probably not as many as you think once we start to cluster and reduce. But you have them all listed here, and next to each one, you'll have particular how many records are represented by each one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down a little bit. So we have a long thing. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go down to Titan. So I'll scroll all the way down to Titan. All right, almost there. And Titan's a good example because what do we have? We have 3,627 representations under Titan. And you'll notice as you scroll further down, go down the list, look at all these different Titan books distribution, all this sort of stuff. So in working with your data, are you thinking, well, maybe these all these different records represent just Titan books and that's it? So that's something you need to be aware of before you start to consolidate a lot of these records. All right. So how can we do this? So if you take a look at this, you can go to Titan book, and if I put over the cursor over that, a nice little thing called edit comes listed in here. So I'm going to edit this. Right? We have, you notice Titan books with a capital B in that. So what we can do, and over here, Titan books, same thing. So what I can do, I can change this, and I can apply it. And now Titan books has become a little bit more. It's been combined with that. So that's a very quick way that one can start bringing together and organizing the data. You'll notice here, why are these two different? They look the same. Why are they different? So if you go in here, You click on edit, you see what's highlighted, Titan Books. Okay. Now, if I go over here and look at that, what is highlighted? Titan Books, but also the space after it. So OpenRefine is very sensitive. You have white space, it will count it. So we're going to take that out, and Titan Books becomes consolidated once more. So one quick way, if you want, is to start going through each record and going and looking at consolidating these records. You'll notice here too that if I clicked on Titan Books, the 374 appears right up here. So now I can look at this particular subset of the data set and see how what is listed here. Look at this one here. Oh boy, look at all the ISBNs. So maybe, maybe I just want to use one ISBN and forget everything else, right? So there are different ways that you can do that. So let's see. Now, you're working with this, you're consolidating a number of these records and that. Then you realize, I made a mistake on the last one. I'm not too sure I want to do that. Well, you have the feature up here, undo and redo. So I'm going to click on that. And here it lists the steps that you've been doing. So if you do make a mistake, you can always go back and say, you know what, I don't want any of these. I just want to go back to create project, start at the beginning, if you will, and I can do that. And that will help. You'll notice it's selecting all of these. So we want to reset. See, it only has 369. We know we have a lot more. So there we go, reset button there, and then you're back to this. So you can play around with it. If you make a mistake, you can step back and take care of it. I should also mention that none of this is saved until you export it. So if you look over here on the right-hand side, we have the export function. I'll get to that in a minute. And then you can save. So if you want to clean some of your data today, but not and save the rest of it, for another time, then you can do that. Just make sure you export it. All right, so let's see. Oh, yeah, in fact, let me do that right now. So let's say I can go right here and I can export. And I can do, basic comma separated value. That's what my data set is. And then I can just save at that point and go there. And you have all these different ways that you can save. And I'll show you custom tabular near the end there, which is very useful. All right, so that basically is facet data, quick intro there. We're now going to move into filter data. So we're going to go to the publisher column right here. I'm going to pull that down, and we're going to go to text filter. Oh, and I should mention here before I do that, you can keep track of what is happening here. You'll notice we're down at publisher now. So you want to make sure that you're not having a whole bunch of different results in there that could change what you're searching for in that. So I always like to close that out and just make sure that I'm starting fresh. So here's publisher. We're going to do a search. So we can let's do Titan here. And voila. So we've typed in Titan, 4,600 matching rows, so out of 17,422. So that's quite a bit. So it looks very good. But this is a nice little quick way you can check this. If you want to make sure that Titan is capitalized, and you want to make sure there's none that they're not capitalized, because the software will read it differently between capitalization and not. So you can look at the case sensitive here, and I click on that, and it gives me Titan. It hasn't really done anything. If I click, or me, it tells me that nothing's changed in here. Now, if I do this, if I do Titan like that, it's reading it, but if it's case reading Titan, whether it's capitalized or not, fine. But if it's case sensitive, 0. So it is a way to check if you're looking for case sensitivity, a way of making sure that all your data is uniform, especially for that particular word. All right. I should mention here that you are not just working with particular columns. You can go into particular cells right here and just take out the brackets, right? And what you'll notice is that to give you the data type of this column. In this case, it is text. You can have number, you can have Boolean, you can even have the date. So we will explore those in a bit. You'll notice I took out the brackets around Titan. I can apply it just to this cell, or I can apply it to all identical cells. Let's do that. You'll notice what happened here is mass edit 202 cells in column publisher, and it says undo. So if you click on that in the next few seconds, it will undo the work, or if you miss it, oh well. You can always go back here and you can click create project and not worry about that. So yeah, so that's another way that you can clean this up here. So Titan books, right? So if you want to do a very quick edit of these, if anything that says Titan, you want to say, I want it to be Titan books, you can just click on that, apply to all identical cells. So nice quick feature. And we go back to create project. So that's a very quick way to filter. So you can looking just at Titan. Let me do this. I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to do publisher, text filter, Titan. I have 4684 out of 17. But let's say for the sake of argument, I don't want to look at the Titan stuff. I want to look at everything else but the Titan stuff. I can click on invert. So there it is. And it has this golden yellow here, just to let you know that you're working in this particular environment and you're looking at all the publishers except Titan. So maybe you're not interested in Titan at this point. You just want to look at other stuff. So there you go. All right, so I am going to click on that and clear out the publisher. All right, so our third feature that we want to take a look at is cluster data. So we're going to go to publisher. Once again, we're going to go to edit cells. And then we're going to choose and edit. Oh, pardon me. We're going to choose cluster and edit. Oh, wonderful. Now things are going to get kind of hairy, aren't they? Up at this point, we have not talked about algorithms. But yes, with clustering, you're going to have to use various algorithms. So here is defaulted. The method is key collision as opposed to nearest neighbor. Key function, you have fingerprint as opposed to all these different ones. Now you're probably saying, Kev, what is this important? What do I do? What's going on here? I'm confused. Well, if you want to know more about the various algorithms, you can click on find out more right here, and it'll take you to the documentation page at openrefine.org, and it will walk you through the process. What are these clustering methods about? They're established within the community, and you can take a look at what they are and what they can do and that sort of thing. So it's possible that in working with your clustering, that you may have There we go, move back here, that you may want to begin with key collision, or let's say with fingerprint, and then you may want to change it slightly. Change it to one of these others, and then redo your clustering as well. So it's good to know what you're working with as you go through here. All right, so what do we want to cluster here? So here it is. You can find the clusters on column publisher using the parameters above. There they are. We'll leave them as is. And we're going to click on cluster. And boom. So here you have a lot of interesting things going on. So the software using the algorithm says, hey, I've got a whole bunch of publishers. I've clustered them together. Would you like to work on these? So here we have row count of 4,084 listed here. Hey, that's great. And they list all the variations, saying the algorithm saying, I'm pretty confident these are all related, and they're probably right. Down here, we put all the distributors together, is what we said. And if you scroll down, you'll notice other things pop up here. So DC Comics, oh, look, Titan Books, these sorts of things. So it's giving you all the clusters that you can perform under publishers and saying, here you go, knock yourself out. What we can do is we can say, we want to merge this one and this one together. And we can say, all right, what do I want to call it? I want to call it Titan Books. Titan Books like that. And now because I have two of these, it can say, I can export the clusters. I'm just not going to do that. You can merge selected and recluster. So let's see what happens when we do that. Okay. So now we've got that, and we've got, if we go down, where did they put it at the bottom? Oh, so somewhere up here. So we've clustered those, and we'll begin to organize the data. We have Titan Books here. See, now we have 4,575 listed here, along with these. So let's do that. 4,575, merge selected and recluster. Let's see what it does. We have some distributors here. Let's see, did it run away from us? Oh, it seems to be hiding. Okay, fine. But what it does is it'll bring it all together under one heading, Titan Books. You'll notice as we scroll through, we'll see more here, and we can start clustering furthermore. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to close. Leave that as is. All right. So that is, in a quick nutshell, how to do clustering data. Our next stop is going to be transforming data. So what we're going to do with that, there's two ways you can transform data. You can preset the transformations, and I'll show you how to do that. You can also use the general OpenRefine expression language, and I'll show you a quick demo of that. So first we're going to go into, let's see, we're going to go back here, and we're going to do create project. There we go. Create project. So we're starting at the beginning again. We go to publisher. We're going to edit cells. We're going to do common transformations. So here's some common transformations that you can use. Trim leading and trailing white spaces, all this, different ones, transform to title case, uppercase, lowercase, number, date, text, null, void, all these sorts of different options. We're going to do trim, leading, and trailing white space. And again, up here we have the text transform on 544 cells. just in that particular column. So that's quite a useful little feature that you can begin with. Now, if you want to use the expression language, let's go over to author persons. Let me do this. I'm going to go create project again. Go under author persons. You can go down to edit cells and you can transform right here. And now things are going to get pretty awesome. So now you can use the general refine expression language. You can type in the particular syntax in here and apply it to that particular column. So in this case here, we notice that we have the period that's showing up after the names, right? So here we have nothing here, but then we have periods listed here. So we want some uniformity, consistency there. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in value replace. And I should mention on the second page of the handout, I have a listing of the more common syntax expressions that you can use to clean your data. So I'm just going to demonstrate one of them right here. So they usually take this form, value dot, in this case, insert what you want to do, in this case, replace. You'll notice right away, I'm typing this out and it's giving me a little parsing error at offset, blah, blah, blah. So that means I have to keep typing essentially. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an open expression here and I'm going to say, okay, I want to take the period. I'm going to put that right there and close it. So whatever's in the parentheses, if you will, then I'm going to put a comma after that, and then I'm going to do another part here where I'm going to say nothing. So I'm just going to put two parentheses in here, but no space. So I'm basically saying I'm get rid of the period. So do that, and you notice it's still giving me a parsing error, so I better close it up. And there we go. And you'll notice as soon as I made a proper syntax expression, you'll notice down here under value replace here, it fills out that column. So it gives you an idea, shows you that how the data has been cleaned. So here's John Abbott, and now it's all gone. So you go, oh, this is great. So you can go through and you can change all of that instant. And it will tell you 10,900 cells were changed. So that's a lot of periods on there. And if you go to undo, listed right here. So if I made a mistake, maybe I can go back and check it. So that's a really great way to learn how to use GREL, the expressions. And like I said, that's just a quick demo. There's many different types of expressions that you can use to do various different functions. And that, has a little bit of a learning curve there in trying to, in working with the data and forming the proper syntax expression. So, all right. So let's say I want to keep that. I'm going to go here to export. And I'm going to do custom tabular. And here's something that's really great. I love it, is that you can go in and you can select what it is that you want to save and what you want to leave behind. So if I wanted this publisher data, I'm not interested in the ISBNs or the British Library record ID, I can just deselect that. And when I export it, it will leave that behind. So it's very nice. You can very much optimize your data in that respect. So I like to show that particular option. So there you go. Okay. So if not any questions, we will move on to the next data set, the Powerhouse Museum. Now you'll notice this is open here, and you'll notice that I don't have to close this down. In fact, if you're moving from data set to data set, I would say don't. What you can do is you can go to open, and here you have a new browser. The other browser is still open, so you can compare and contrast if that's sort of thing you're doing. But now you have a new browser you can work with. I should mention all of this is happening on your desktop. So you're not out on the web. You're just using the local browser up here, 127.0.0.1:333. So that's your local URL. All right, I'm going to go to Powerhouse here, and I've loaded it up, and we're going to look at the data set. That is very, very different. This one is much more refined, very much more descriptive. And that we're going to create the project. And here we go. So this data set is actually a few years old. You'll notice the persistent link here is not HTTPS. So if you were to click on this, it would give you a 404 error. And if you put in the HTTPS and redid the search, it would just take you to the Powerhouse Museum. So the persistent link is not very helpful. It doesn't work anymore. So knowing this, I showed you how to export your data. So if I did customer tabular, instead of, I'm going to delete the persistent link and blah, blah, blah. You can just, when you're downloading your data, right here, just deselect this. That way you don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's a quick tip. Oh, all right, so here we are in the set. And now we're going to look a couple different things we can do here. So under object title, right here, we're going to look at facet, and we're going to look at numerical facet. And you'll notice nothing has happened, no numerical value present. Well, okay, that's a good thing. That's kind of a silly search to do it, but I wanted to show you that nothing has changed. But if you go into record ID, go to facet, and then you go to numeric facet, again, that's a number, right? But it's saying there's no record here of this, no record ID number. So that's kind of weird. What's happening? Well, right now it's reading it as text. So if I go into I can do this individually, or what I can do is to go into edit cells, and go to common transformations, and I can change this to number. When I do that, two interesting things happens. One, it shifts to the right, because that's generally the default of most, spreadsheets and that sort of thing. So it has that feature, right? The number will switch to the right, and you'll notice it turned green. So if we were to go under edit, we look at data type. Remember we were using text before? Now it selects it as number. And that. So if we were to undo this, see now it's that. If I click on edit, it's telling me it's a text. So if you want to do some mathematical manipulations, you need to convert that into the numeric format. Obviously with record ID, you don't want to do that since each number is a unique reference. So you want to keep it as text, but that's something that you can do. depending on the type of data set you're working on. All right. So again, what we can do is we can go under all. We can edit rows right here, and we can remove all matching rows. So remove all matching rows. And oh no, we have nothing. It's removed everything from our data set, but not really. So if something like this happens, don't panic. You can always go back one step and there you go. So always like showing that. First time I showed that and I didn't know what was happening, it freaked me out. But again, you can step back to a previous step and look at your text, your data set that way. All right, we want to look at another sort function here. So we're going to go to record ID and we're going to sort numbers. So we're going to do that. And what we get is sort by record ID. And it's going to ask you to sort the cell numbers as text or as numbers, dates, that sort of thing. Let's keep it as text and we'll go from A to Z. So let's see what happens. Okay, so it seems to have done that. 103, 616, 617, 618. So it is sorting, that's good. You'll notice up here, a little button has appeared. Sort, let's click on that. You can remove the sort, you can reorder the rows permanently if that's what you want to do, if you want to work on that in sequential order. Or you can do the sort reverse or remove sort. That's your pleasure. Let me remove the sort. There we go, and we're back there. So sorting's a nice feature to have. So that is a quick walkthrough of the Powerhouse data set and what you can do with that. So let us go to our third data set. This one's going to be kind of fun. Going to open that and we're going to go to, we open up a new OpenRefine web page. We're going to browse and we're going to select Dijon prices wide. So there it is. I'm going to load it up. Ooh-wee. Look at this. This one here is pretty nasty. Eh? It looks like a lot of work needs to be done on it, but it's very interesting. You've got commodities. You have the measure that was used. And then across here, you have each year represented, and then which each column, each cell has the price at that time across the way. And just to have fun, it has blank rows throughout it. So it's kind of a messy thing. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to go in here. We're going to create our project again. And the magical thing happened. We had 38 rows in the previous one in the display interface. Here, it's taken out all those empty rows and you now have 20 records. I'm going to go to 25 here just to fill that out. And now you have 20 whole records. Not a lot, if you think about it. Gee, is this a very small data set? Well, it doesn't have to be. Let's take a look. So what we want to do is we don't like the dates the way they're listed here. So we need to change that. So we're going to do transpose. So we're going to go to 1568, the first date. We're going to scroll down to transpose. And then we're going to transpose cells across columns into rows. So we're going to take that, and this wonderful box shows up. So what do we want to do? Well, we want to transform all these dates into one column, right? So we're going to do two columns. We're going to go to one column. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to name that column. Let's call it year. And we need to prepend the original column's name to each cell. So click on that. And then I will say, hey, you know what? Ignore the blank cells. Okay, so we'll keep that selected. And we're going to do fill down in other columns. And then we select the last column. Don't forget to do that. And then we're going to transpose. And all of a sudden, our 20 records becomes 1,100 records. And now we have a data set that is actually worth viewing. Right? So we're looking at the 25 here records, right? That's how I changed it. But you know what? Let's look at 50 now. You'll notice the commodity is best wheat, but if we scroll further down, oh, we have to go up to 100 here. All of a sudden we have good wheat listed, and we have the Coda Ranch listed up here as well. So now we know that this actually works. So commodities listed here, it looks like it's alphabetical order. Measure, so Q, as determined, best wheat, since we're sorting by commodity first, that's the way it's going to be sorted. And then you'll notice over here we have the year listed here, 1630, 1568, kind of weird all the way through, right? And we have, looks like, the prices that are given here. So we need to organize that just a little bit further. So we're going to edit this column. We're going to split to several columns. So you have all these different things that you can do. So you can move this column to the end, move it to the left, right, whatever. We're not going to do any of that. We're just going to split into several columns. And here it is. So how do we split this column? It says, well, the first thing is noticing is that it's giving us a comma, but our data set, it has colon as the separator. So I'm going to type in colon, and I'm going to separate it by that. So the date, we have the year, and then colon, and then whatever else. So I'm going to say, take that as a separator, the colon as a separator, and then I'm going to split it into two columns. There's different ways you can, do by field lengths and that sort of thing, with the first 10 spaces in a particular field and that sort of thing. You can get really fancy with that. But I'm just going to leave this as is, and I'm going to do OK. And now I've got my year listed here. It appears to be in chronological order. It's good. And I have my prices listed here as well. Now you'll notice year 2, that's not what it is. It should be price. So we can change that. To edit column, you can rename this column and just call it price. And voila, you are done. You've got a very clean data set. And if you want to sort it, you can go to year and you can click sort, and it'll give you this option again. And you can sort by date. Earliest first, okay. There you go. And this one here is a bit of an odd one, so you can probably just remove that record, but you'll notice the rest of it is in chronological order. And there you go. Those are the quick demonstrations for today. As I mentioned, the handout, you've got your general refined expression language, common expressions that you can use and practice with. I've also given on page 3 of the handout a list of resources that you can go and explore OpenRefine with, more about OpenRefine, as well as regular expressions in general. So regular expression is a completely different universe. And if you have that background experience, then you can really use OpenRefine to really work your data. So, but that is a separate workshop right there. So that's the presentation. Does anyone have any questions? All right then. Well, I'm going to end it here today. Thank you very much. The recording will be made available on our COA Libraries YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that, and I'll send it out to anyone who's registered for the course for the workshop today. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.